In this video, I will show you how you can go forward and backward with our ship. Let's see how we can do that. For doing that, we need some input. So let's just go to content. In here, right click, create a new folder and call it inputs. And now in here, right click, go to input, and in here, create input mapping context. I want to call it IMC space shooter, right? And after that, we need an input action for the going forward and backward. So create an input action inside this folder and call it IA move forward FW BW for forward and backward, right? You can call it whatever you want. Now open up this input action. We want to be able to go forward and backward with W and S. So the value type we needed to be axis1D or a float. That's all you need to do in here. Now we need to open up the input mapping context. Now in here, in default, keep mapping, expand it and add a new mapping. In here, first we need to map IA, move forward and backward. When do we want it to happen? Whenever we hit W, just click in here, hit W on your keyboard and it will put it there. It will pass 1 inside that input action. Now we need to add another 1 in here. And click in here, hit S on your keyboard. No, whenever we hit S, we want to pass -1, but by default it is passing 1. So we need to go inside it and add a modifier so we can pass -1. So just use negate. Beautiful. It will negate all the output values. No, whenever we hit W, it will pass 1, and whenever we hit S, it will put -1. With that done, we need to go to BP player, go to event graph. On event begin play, we need to get the player controller, and with this player controller, we need to get the enhance input, get enhance input local player subsystem, and in here we need to add mapping context to it, right? So search for add mapping context, and the mapping context that we want to put in there is IMC space shooter. It needs the execution pin. That's beautiful. That's all we need to do. Now in here, if we search for IA move forward and backward, the enhanced action events of it, now you can see it over here. Let's just connect the printer string to it to see if it works or not. Let's just show the action value, right? Beautiful. Now, if we hit compile, go to our level and run, if we hit W, it will show us 1, and whenever we hit S, it will show us -1. Now we have the input. We need to move our ship, right? For moving our ship, we don't need this printer string. First, we want to check if this action value is bigger than 0 or less than 0. So we say if it is greater than 0, we can check it with a branch like this and connect the trigger to it, right? This trigger will happen 60 times per second if we hit W or S on our keyboard. Now we want to add to the location of our spaceship, and how we can do that, we can first get the actor location. This will give us the location of this actor, right? And we want to add to it. So put add there, but what we want to add to the actor location? First, because our ship in here, if I click in here, you can see it's looking up, right? So that's why in here, first I want to get the actor up vector, right? And I want to multiply it by some value. The value I want it to be multiplied by all X, Y, and Z. So I can just right click on this one and change it to a float. For example, let's just say 10, right? And after that, we can add these to the actor location. With that done, we can search for set actor location. With this node, we can change the location of this BP player, right? With this new location, it needs execution pin. We can just connect it to the true for going forward, right? Now let's just hit compile, and now if you run, hit W, it is moving, but you can't see it correctly. That's a problem. For you to see it better, Just click on player start, hit F. Now you can see it over here. What I want to do, I want to go to perspective and change it to the left, so we will see it like a 2D game. After that, I want to go to this icon and tell it to not show the grid, so it will be easier to see it. Now I want to add a sprite to our scene so we see if we are moving or not. For now, we will do that. After that, we will do it in a better way. So for example, let's just go to player. In here, let's just use this one like this. Just drag and drop it, put it in our scene. You can see it's showing it as a frame. That's because it is in wireframe mode. Let's just change it to unlit. And now you can see it. Now if you run, you can see if we move, yeah, it's working fine. Now with that done, it will cause some problem. The problem is if the FPS of our game is higher, the player will move faster. And if the FPS is lower on some PCs, it will go slower. That's why we need to multiply this value by delta second. So in here, we can get the word delta seconds. We can get it wherever we want and put it over here. Now if we play, you can see it is changing its position based on the FPS of the PC that it's running our game. Now with that, we need to increase this value. For example, 100, right? Now let's just hit compile, and now if we run, you can see it's moving faster. Beautiful. Now let's see how we can go backward. The backward, actually it is easy. We can just copy and paste all of these over here and connect it to the false whenever the action value is less than 0. It means we hit S on our keyboard, right? So we can connect these two here, and the only thing that we need to do, we need to change these to a minus value, minus 100, right? It will go backward. Now with that done, if you run, let's just go forward and backward. It's working fine and beautiful.